Good morning, welcome back to another video, guys, on this 2020 Ford Super Duty. Guys, we're doing another MPG run, okay? And you can see it right there behind me. We got one of them parachute loads. It's a container. It's not a, here's the thing, it's not a like full 40-foot container. So it's like one of these 8-footers. And so the rest of the load is kind of smaller, but still all the air is gonna hit this. And so I want to see what we can get. I'm in North Lima, Ohio. We're gonna fill it up. We're gonna do the same method, like the 30 seconds, you know, after it kicks off. We're gonna wait 30 seconds and then fill it up. So we're gonna type in the code, we're gonna start the fuel, and then let's see how well, or maybe not so well, this truck does. Well, that was a fail. The pump was making some weird noises, and I'm like, man, is this thing gonna click off? And sure enough, it didn't click off, and some of it spilled, but I caught it. So this might skew the results a little bit, but this is the first fill up, so I don't know how that'll affect it. Anyways, we're still gonna try to do the test. We'll get the gist out of the way, but you know what I mean? This is North Lima, Ohio pilot. This is literally probably one of the busiest but smallest pilots, because everyone's coming from PA on the toll road and they don't want to fill up in PA, and so they're trying to stretch it here. And so a bunch of people are coming here to fill up because the diesel is cheaper than in PA, in Pennsylvania. And so it makes sense that the pumps aren't in ideal shape, but yeah, you know, whatever. So let's pull forward, let's hit the road. Well, I stopped, so really quick, let me show you the load, and then let me tell you how much all this weighs so that you can have a good idea. But you can see right here, this 8-foot container that I talked about it, and then this crate. So right here, you can see the crate only says, look, 865 pounds for that thing. This container is like 2,800 pounds. I believe it's empty. There shouldn't be anything in it. And then all of this stuff is, I don't know, like 6-ish thousand pounds, 7 maybe. But I weighed myself at that pilot earlier, and it was 25,880, I believe. I'll put it on the screen, the scale ticket. So that's how much all of this stuff weighs. But the issue isn't the weight, because I've been this heavy before. The issue is this thing is like a parachute. So let's fill up and see exactly where it is. I am at something Indian. The next stop from here, I'm at the travel center that's like at the end of Ohio. I'll put it on the map, or not the travel center, the rest area. And it's the one right before Ohio ends. Okay, so I pulled forward into a parking spot. I didn't want to block the fuel island because this might be a couple minutes, but anyways, so I routed it out from that pilot in North Lima, Ohio to where this service plaza is. Google Maps is saying 213 miles. Now, 213 miles, as you saw, we just filled up on. The gallons was... It was 31.317 gallons, okay? So now, when you do the math, right? So you're gonna do the math, it's 213 miles divided by 31.317 gallons, which equals 6.8 miles to the gallon. Now, oh man, 7 miles. I mean, you could round up and kind of say 7 miles a gallon. Now, here's the thing. I didn't really have any slowdowns, nothing major. There was, you know, sometimes a semi truck wanted to merge, and so I slowed down or switched over. You know, so there was a couple of those, but for the most part, it was just smooth and steady sailing at 71 miles an hour. That was the cruise. I had my cruise control set at 71 because the whole way it's been speed limit 70 miles an hour. So 71, I think, is it's that good speed where you don't have to be in the slow lane and cars aren't piling up behind you, you know, following you closely. So because a lot of these semi trucks, they're limited to like 65 or 67, you know, and so if you get stuck behind those, then you're always slowing down and speeding up. So that's basically why I keep the cruise control at 71. But this container, it's the container I think is paying, I forget, it might have been like only $1,500 or something like that, right? And I already had all my other loads, and so then this container comes up and I'm like, man, I know it's gonna be a drag on the wind, you know. I realize, but $1,500, and it's literally going right along my way. It was like, it added almost 0 miles. And so it just goes to show, when a container like this is paying $1,500 and it's 2,800 pounds, which I have the room, everything is good, you know, but is it gonna be worth it? I don't know, because I mean, it's essentially gonna what, like 1.5 times my cost or in fuel? Because normally, right, I've done this run before, this lane, you know, through the tolls, it's usually like 11-12 miles a gallon, right in there somewhere. And this is, what was it, 6.8 or almost 7? Yeah, 6.8, almost 7 miles a gallon. Ouch. But there was nothing else. There was no other loads, and a car wouldn't fit. You know, 8 feet, a car doesn't fit into 8 feet. And so on one hand, yes, it's more revenue, but on the other hand, it's like, but yeah, hey, that's the MPG. When you have an 8-foot tall load like a container, expect to get 6.8, almost 7 miles a gallon. If I slow down to 65, I might be able to improve that, but for the most part, 7 MPGs. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Comment below, what do you think? And I will see you in the next one. Peace.